You ain't no good for me. I tried to make it work, but now I see all the things that we can never be. And why I need to break free. It's been a long time coming, but it's time to hit the road. We ain't going nowhere fast, so what we're trying for, and it hurts that we can't make it work anymore. Cause baby, you're a setback. Won't you give my heart back? Yeah, I never knew I wasn't happy till the day I met you. Never felt like I was lonely till you left, and now I do. Cause you're a setback. Won't you give my heart back? Yeah, I never knew I wasn't happy till the day I met you. Never felt like I was lonely till you left, and now I do, baby. So tell me, why'd you ever even come around? I gave you all my love and you just threw it down. Fell for all your games, but now I know, girl, you ain't got no heart and you ain't got no soul. I'm picking up the pieces to throw them all away. I don't want nothing to do with you tomorrow, not today. Used to think we were forever, hell, what can I say? I was wrong, won't you let my heart free? Cause baby, you're a setback. Won't you give my heart back? Yeah, I never knew I wasn't happy till the day I met you. Never felt like I was lonely till you left, and now I do. Cause you're a setback. Won't you give my heart back? Yeah, I never knew I wasn't happy till the day I met you. Never felt like I was lonely, and now I do, baby. Cause you ain't nothing but a setback. Baby, you're a setback. Won't you give my heart back? Yeah. I never knew I wasn't happy till the day I met you. Never felt like I was lonely till you left, and now I do. Cause you're a setback. Won't you give my heart back? Yeah. Oh, I never knew I wasn't happy till the day I met you. Never felt like I was lonely till you left, and now I do, baby. Yeah. You ain't nothing but a setback, yeah. You ain't nothing but a setback, yeah. Girl, you ain't no good for me. I try to make it work, but now I see all the things that we can never be. And I'm glad to watch you leave. I said I'm glad to watch you leave. I said I'm glad to watch you leave. Yeah. Oh. I said I'm glad to watch you leave. Thank you guys. Once again, we're just sounding great good. This is Brandon Bowman, real quick like. This is John Augustus. This is B Wit over here on the keys. Joey Pierce on the guitar and Frank back here on the drums. They are the greater good, and they're gonna play this song called the BP Jam right quick.
Hey, welcome to the ProMotion live stream on Wednesday nights down here on Market Square. Today we have two great guests. We have Chris Long, singer-songwriter out of Kingsport, and we also have Bob Anderson, known as the Bandit on the radio. He was on the radio for a long time, so we're super fortunate to have these guys here today. Stay tuned, check out this amazing show. Hey, Chris, why don't you take these guys away and get this show started?
Way down in a wood bug swamp with a gator and a crawfish bite. You might see a spectral spell, might even see a little swamp light laying low like an old Creole. A shotgun shack, a rusted tin roof, a rocking chair on that front porch. Picking and a grin, I'm drinking and a sin, I'm taking a swig more if you get bored. Laying low like an old Creole. Laying low where the gators go. Like an old Creole. She's got a beat up cracked old Gibson. Play a song for you if you won't listen. But all along, boy, you best leave him. I'll fill you full of buckshot if he ever sees you. Someday come a Monday, Lord, you better not be found. I'll tiptoe through those mason jars and pick 'em up and pass 'em around. Laying low like an old Creole. Laying low where the gators go. Like an old Creole. So if you're laying low with an old Creole, well, you best better let him be. Cause he's meaner than all them gators staying out there in those trees. Laying low like an old Creole. Laying low where the gators go. Like an old Creole. Yeah.
Chris, I like that. That was some jams
Yes,
right
indeed.
there. I loved it. That was amazing.
Yeah, if you're ever needing a drummer, it looks like Jim is trying to fill out for the spot. You know?
Well, I was drumming, but I was trying to get James over here to fill in and do the drum because that needed some drum. You don't want me drumming. I'm just saying. I'm not a drummer. You don't want me drumming.
Welcome to the show. We're live from Market Square. You just heard Chris Long. We'll be hearing more from Chris a little later in this show. We've got a spectacular night lined up for you. Thanks for tuning in. Please share this with your friends. Share this with everybody you know so they can tune in and join in on the fun with us.
It is about fun. I want to say, Michelle, thank you for tuning in. It's my cousin. She's all the way down in Texas.
All the way in Texas,
She's in
huh?
Texas. It's nice and hot down there. Love you, Michelle. Love you, love you,
Yeah,
love
it's
you.
been soupy around here as well.
It has been. It has. I did make a post today that said I was going to complain about it being hot, and then I remember what it was like being in Desert Storm, 130 degrees, carrying 120 pounds worth of ruck and a big gun, and not
Puts
having
it
any
in
food.
perspective. It's like,
It
why would
does.
I complain?
And I didn't have to worry about rolling over any bombs today while I was driving to the show, which was amazing. So I don't have any reason to complain, and neither do you.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a great show lined up for you. We've got Bob Anderson a little bit right after a quick break. I think we're going to take a quick break. What do we got? Mackenzie Phipps, new music video, Maybe. Her single is out now. Go check it out. Here's the new music video. We'll be right back with Bob Anderson, live from Market Square.
Surviving yet another night. with the shining of my front porch light. I know something's got out of hand between us, holding back tears from our eyes. I don't know all that I had said, but the word goodbye runs through my head. The last thing I remember was waking up to find that you were next to me. As I lay here all alone, and maybe it was in the stars that was shining down on us. Maybe it was in the fire that wasn't burning bright enough. Maybe it was in the cards that we just threw down to fall. Maybe it's in our heads, thinking how we do it all. Maybe it's not in our hearts. Maybe it's not in our hearts. I wish I could go back in time. I wonder what all I would find. I remember how we both held hands and spent the day without a care in the world. And I'm still trying to figure out where we went wrong and how. And now you're standing here in front of me, but your heart's already gone. And all that I can say, and maybe it was in the stars that was shining down on us. Maybe it was in the fire that wasn't burning bright enough. Maybe it was in the cards that we just threw down to fall. Maybe it's in our heads, thinking how we do it all. Maybe it's not in our hearts. Maybe it was in the stars that was shining down on us. Maybe it was in the fire that wasn't burning bright enough. Maybe it was in the cards that we just threw down to fall. Maybe it's in our heads, thinking how we do it all. Maybe it's not in our hearts. Ooh. Maybe it's not in our hearts. Maybe.
Man, she has a great sound.
Yeah, absolutely. Working in here, that single came out of this studio, working with Mr. Matt Muncy.
I love Matt. Big shout out. Peace, peace, peace to Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. We love Matt. And go check him out. Monroeville, playing all the time up there in the Moonshine Holler and around Gatlinburg.
He does. He plays up there a couple times a week, doesn't he? Like 4 or
Yeah,
5 days.
yeah.
Usually he plays up there.
Yeah,
right?
usually. And then when he's not doing that, we've got him busy mixing audio here for us. So
Matt stays busy.
yeah, but they did a great job on that single. Her and the guitarist that you saw in that video, Shane.
Hey, somebody's calling me.
Somebody's letting you know.
I don't know. They're just. I meant to. Sorry, it's what it's like about live. I'm telling you. There you go. Right there it is.
What was that? Was that Bad to the Bone?
Yeah,
Was that a piano?
it's my guitar riff cell phone notification because
Oh, okay.
everybody's cell phone notification sounds the same. That's my phone ring. Do 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 do. This is my brother. Anyway,
Well,
hey
you got-
Steve, sorry I can't answer the phone. I'm doing my live show. I'm going to text you and tell you not this time on Wednesday nights.
Tell him to tune in.
I will. I'm going to tell him to tune in. Anyway, I'll wait just a second.
Yeah, do that later. Right now, we're joined by local luminary, actor, writer, radio personality, Mr. Bob Anderson.
Oh, you're talking about me. I heard luminary, and I was like, somebody else must be here.
Well, you're well known around town, well respected.
Well, I know about the respect part.
Well, let's not go too far.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
But you've been an actor, radio personality around here. You've worked on the radio for many years. What was your radio handle for those that not?
I was the Bandit.
The
or
Bandit.
Bob the Bandit on WOKI for 14 years, I guess. And before that, I had worked at Wivic, WKGN, and then I moved to Nashville and worked at a station there and worked with Opryland in their radio media department, and then WKDAFM, WKDF, freeform kind of rock station then, and ran a publishing company, music publishing in Nashville, and oh my goodness, then the law caught up with me. Oh,
the law. Damn law caught up with us.
As they are wont to do.
yeah.
Hey, it's what happens, you know, the law will come and get you.
From Nashville, went to New York to write for High Times magazine, and
That's right.
Wait. Did you hear that, folks? He wrote for High Times magazine. There's got to be some comments out there about that one. Holy cow.
yeah, it was an interesting situation. Of course, you got the, Nashville, Knoxville, Yahoo coming there, and I'm dealing with some very interesting characters.
Yeah,
To
I
say the
bet.
least.
The truth, half the people that worked there would have worked for, Cosmo or whatever. The other half were serious dopers.
Yeah.
Who worked for nothing.
Yeah.
So you had that amalgamation, and you're like, okay, who do I talk to, and how do I talk to this person?
Well, it's publications like that have gotten it to where it's a little bit more normalized. You got 36
That's
states
the word
with
right
medical.
there, normal.
It's
Yeah.
true.
National Organization for
Yeah.
the Reform.
Yeah.
They threw great parties for us.
Oh, normal? Yeah, I bet they did.
They'd rent out a
What you remember? Probably so.
like,
what you
huh.
remember?
let me think about it. It's all coming
Were
up.
they great parties, or was it just one long great party?
That party went on for
That's hard.
13 years.
It's hard
yeah.
to decide on that one. They had rent a hotel suite and bring in all kinds of party favors
Nice.
for it. They liked us.
I'm sure they did. I mean, there's usually at least a couple spread normal pages in there and be like, hey, sign up for normal today.
The other part, when I first arrived, they mentioned that they said everybody had to go to lunch at the same time. Yeah, if it's 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, everybody left except the receptionist and the big dogs, because they assumed that our phones were tapped. So nobody was allowed in there where, that was the rule.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
trust anybody. Can you blame 'em?
no.
I wouldn't trust me either.
They
Well, I
don't
mean,
mention
particularly
anything.
at that time with that kind of content.
Right. It's like, huh.
Yeah, certainly the FBI or CIA is not listening in.
Was that a red dot I saw over there?
Sure. Yeah.
So, how did you get started in radio? What drew you to radio?
Music.
Just straight up music?
Yeah. When I was a youngster, strangely enough, I was just drawn to the radio. And, 7, 8 years old, I'd buy those old Hit Parade magazine things that had the lyrics of every song. Probably a nickel. I'd listen to the songs and look at the words so I understood it, and it blossomed from there. And whoever's responsible for that, I'm sorry. But then I started working at a small radio station in Madisonville, and then moved to Athens, then to Knoxville, and that's, I just like doing it. And the music, it was one of those moments at some point I knew the lyrics, or I knew everything about some question I was asked, and they said, how do you know all that? And I said, it's my life.
Yeah.
And that was the epiphany to me. I'm like, holy shit, it is.
Yeah.
It's my life, and it has been. Yeah, pretty much.
So, what would you, for somebody like that's worked in radio for as long as you have, the state of radio is obviously it's changing, but it's still. I argue the validity and the usefulness of radio all the time. People tell me radio's dead, and I was like, not everybody listens to Spotify. Some people just want to turn on the radio and not think about their playlists. And there's something to be said about the personalities, the radio personalities.
The radio
Somebody
personalities
with all-
have a lot to do with it because there's a lot of shows
Absolutely.
that I watch, not just for the music, but you also got the content of the creator.
Exactly.
Bob is a creator.
Yeah.
That
I love
is
that.
the lack of personality on radio.
Oh boy, there's a ton of that.
Total.
Yeah.
A lot of your stuff, if you don't realize that some of the stations here, and quite a few, there's nobody there. You know, you have your computer screen,
Yeah.
and the music's done, and the guy earlier had what they call voice tracking.
Yeah.
So he sees the song and he says, that's, it's, whatever, and now back to, he's not even there. It's
No.
an empty
Oh, there's all
studio.
kinds of voice
It's not.
tracking.
It's not live, and
No.
they
Mornings-
filled so
morning
much
is
of
and
the time
afternoon
with
is.
ads.
Yeah.
I was like, they just realized it's like, well, the more ad space we can sell.
Right.
I was like, you guys talk less. Just back announce and front announce the songs. That's all we need you to
the
do.
Stations, so many of them are like part of a huge conglomerate.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
iHeartRadio now.
iHeart and several.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it is about making money. You know,
Yeah,
you
it is
gotta
a
have-
business.
I mean, it's
but
a
it
business.
destroyed the radio creativity.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody in that they're owned by. Let's say they have 30 stations or 100, 400 stations. Well, they send stuff to them, and it's cookie cutter.
And it loses that regional
Sure.
appeal. You don't get local music on the radio. You don't get
Right.
like those regionally popular artists.
Yeah.
Any kind of exposure either. So.
That's the sad part, to say the least. It's a dearth of creativity, and I know in this market and others, if there's a station that would have the creative guys that we knew how to do it and knew how to connect with where you were. You knew that the interstate went this way. If there's an accident, you could get off here because you're part of the community, and you could mention inside
Yeah.
things that it's the usual stuff on the parking lot on Kingston Pike, or there seems to be an accident on the Pellissippi Raceway.
Yeah, Pellissippi Speedway.
yeah.
There's this.
Yeah.
So you had things that and you knew how to say Marble.
You know how to say Louisville.
Well, back in the day, I mean, you absolutely have a name in the industry. People recognize your name, the Bandit. I remember growing up, Wolfman Jack.
Sure.
Who didn't love listening to him? And you've got an iconic voice too. So I know, and you've got quite a few people here saying, "Hey, Bob, miss you, my friend." That's from Chastity. And then you got Tony Caldy saying, "Always great to see you, my friend." So you got a lot of fans watching the show tonight.
Unfortunately, all my fans are right now in a phone booth. That's all the room. That's all the new room we needed.
Well, there was two, so two could fit in that phone booth.
That's right.
I don't believe
but
that.
But find
for
a phone
minute,
booth.
Bob.
That's the whole thing.
People love the Bandit. You could not love the Bandit.
Yeah.
I mean, they made a movie after you, didn't they? No, maybe that wasn't you, but you're just as
I think-
popular in this area.
I think they
anyway.
named the dog after me, the Basset Hound. Is that Cletus or I don't remember what it was.
Get over here, Cletus! Yeah, that's where it's true.
Oh well.
Now you've been in the business a long time. Now we were outside. We met outside, so we're downstairs next door. I'm talking about a couple things, and he's got some great stories, man.
Oh yeah, Bob's connected
Some
too.
phenomenal stories. Now, can you continue the story or start the story of what we were talking about downstairs? I don't know if that's privileged information.
No.
Or what? Because I thought it was amazing. So, preface this: he meets this incredible woman that everybody who's watching here tonight will know her name, no doubt. That he actually got to meet her. So I want to hear the little story about this because this is pretty darn cool.
Okay. This was Memphis, 74. Around then, I was Southeastern editor for one of the national music trade magazines, Record World. And I went down, I was going to do some dates to write about Eric Clapton on tour. And Skynyrd was opening for them. and that's a whole nother story.
That's a wild
Skinner
lineup
and
there.
Ronnie. And because I took care of some stuff from the Skinner Road people that I knew them, and then since I handled that situation, the Clapton's Road guy said, would you mind escorting this lady up to the stage and kind of be her escort? You know, took my mag light and we walked up the steps, and we sat on the cases, sound cases, you know, equipment cases, and we're there, and we said hello, and you know, she said thank you, you know, just that kind of stuff. And then Eric rolls into his first song, doing the da 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 da. The song, of course, is Layla. Well, he turns around and looks right at me, and I realize I ain't Layla. I realize she was Layla, Patty Boyd Harrison.
Wow.
Wow,
not
yeah.
cool stuff?
George's ex, and
Yeah.
he wrote that about her, Bell Bottom Blues, Why Does Love Gotta Be So Sad, and all that stuff. And I'm like, I can't yell at anybody. I can't stand up and go, oh my God, it's her!
It's her!
It's her! And I must
That's pretty
admit,
cool.
she
That's a
was
great story.
very, very charming and friendly. She didn't know me, but she appreciated the fact that I was her escort, and you know, nobody's going to come bother her, whatever. And they finished I think about the last song, she stayed on stage, and I walked back, you know, backstage off, you know, down the ramp there, and I just went inside in one of the dressing rooms that nobody was in. I went, how's fucking Layla? To myself.
So cool.
Doing the happy dance.
Now I have to ask, because I might have misinterpreted what you were talking about. Did you say that George wrote
So George wrote
that famous song,
While My Guitar,
My
Gently,
Guitar
Weeps.
Gently Weeps,
Yeah.
for Layla?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
of
For
Layla?
Patty Boyd Harrison, yeah.
That
she
is
has
so
she
freaking
has
cool.
a couple of dozen songs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she
all about
does.
her.
Yes, she does. Wonderful Tonight. And,
Yeah, she's got some great songs written about
yes,
it.
she does.
No, what a woman she must be.
Yeah, I mean, one of those women that you just can't help but propose marriage to.
Yeah, good Lord. I mean, those are some of the most iconic songs of our
Oh,
history,
yeah.
man.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, she's a muse, as they
She
say.
is,
She's
absolutely.
a muse.
A muse.
So, Bob, we've also you're an established actor as well. You've been in many local productions and film and TV. What has been some of your favorite experiences on the set in front of the camera?
I really, you know, shows like Homicide Hunter, Joe Kenda, and if it has a murder in it, I've been in it. Murder Chose Me, Murder Calls, #murder. Let's see, there's so many of those. They're really well done here.
They
And they're on
absolutely are.
all over the world.
Yeah.
Through Oxygen, ID Network, Discovery, Lifetime,
Yeah.
TV One, and all those are, you know, they come out of, most of them come out of here.
Yeah, Jupiter does a fantastic job with them.
And we call them recrees. We're recreating the crime and the solving of it here. They'll shoot footage in Colorado Springs or Shreveport. So you got the police station or the whatever, and the rest is, you know, shot here with, you know, they're driving into town, and that's usually 40 east on getting close to downtown, but they keep the sun sphere out of it.
Right,
You don't
yeah.
ever see the sun sphere.
Nope, can't have one of those identifiers.
Dude,
Nope.
I didn't realize there was one of those in California.
I didn't realize there was one of those in Cincinnati.
Right.
They're all over the place. These sun spheres, they're all over the place. I don't know where they're coming.
So I've seen you.
true.
I've seen you play detectives. I've
Right.
seen you play lawyers. I've
Right.
seen you play all kinds of. What's been like one of the favorite, even if it was just a side guy?
But probably, I was a prosecutor on the Alain Wuornos
Oh yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and that was they did Snapped originally. And it was a big deal on Sunday nights, and like all these movie stars and television people, particularly women, that was their like favorite show.
Yeah.
To watch those, you know, with vengeance shit.
Well, it got
And,
the whole new genre started.
Yeah, then they went to Snapped Killer Couples. So Killer Couples, well, self-explanatory, and then Snap Notorious, like Ted Bundy, the BTK killer, Alain Wuornos, and you know, John Wayne Gacy and all those, and I was in them. So that was the part. probably the one was about the third episode that they showed of Murder Chose Me. It's about a Shreveport, detective, kind of like the Joe Kenda, except in Shreveport, and John Nicholson was the star. But they had an episode that was called My First Murder, and I was his mentor.
Wow.
He's like, Demery, come here, and so I was his lead. I was the head detective, and I went to. I didn't even know what the show was about when we started, and I didn't know him, and figured it out. The director I'd worked with many times, and he's like, okay, dismiss him. That's the word, dismiss him. So first scene, we're walking down the hall and to the interrogation room, because everything's shot out of order. We're walking down the hall, and I'm like, Demery, why don't you come on in here with me? You might just learn something. They stopped, and he said, don't be that dismissive.
That's a little too dismissive.
That's too East Tennessee dismissive.
Yeah, it was like, so we shot that, and then I was still like, rookie kind of stuff. And after, so that was pretty much, I was I was not the nicest person to him, but encouraging a little bit. And after it aired on his, Facebook or whatever, his site, there must have been 40 people responding. How could that guy treat you that way? What an asshole, all this stuff, downing me, like, I can't believe, and
The character called for me to be a.
Yeah, wait, it's not me, I swear.
I knew what John was doing when he saw that. He was laughing.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I had succeeded in the role. They didn't like me.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
I never get to be the bad guy. That's as close as I've come.
That's why you don't want to work in those kind of roles very often.
You get
especially-
typecast.
Not only just typecast, but people see you out and about.
They just think you're.
and they think you're actually a murderer. And that's,
I've never been a murderer.
I saw that dude.
Or they
saw
think, it looks familiar. Did I go to high school with him? It's one of those, is
I
that
thought
my
he-
cousin's boyfriend?
You look really
He was
familiar.
there.
Weren't
Exactly.
you at my sister's wedding?
Exactly.
I did some
No, you watched
reenactment.
me on Snapped before you went to your sister's wedding.
That's just crazy.
Maybe.
I did an episode of one crime show long time ago. I don't know if it was America's Most Wanted or something, but I was a guy that killed somebody, and I was walking down the railroad tracks with the gun.
Yeah.
And I swear that I just felt people were staring at me like after, weeks went by,
Oh, yeah.
thinking that I was the guy
You had a
walking down
guilty
the railroad
conscience.
track with a shotgun. I'm like, I just played a dude
Yeah.
carrying a shotgun.
That
I
guilty
wasn't the
conscience,
dude.
man.
Yep.
So
I know the feeling.
I'm not the guy who walked
Right.
down the railroad tracks with a shotgun, folks. It's not me.
Awesome.
That's perfect. Yeah, it happens.
It does.
It really
wasn't me.
does.
Oh,
the-
actor problems.
People call in. Hey, I saw this dude. He's at the grocery
His looks
store.
really suspicious. He's got a patterned Hawaiian shirt on.
Yeah,
and
listen.
white pants. I mean,
And in my
And his
checkered
blue Vans.
in my checkered Vans, folks.
he's looking very suspicious.
I would look
Yeah.
suspicious wherever I go, any time of the day. But
If suspicious
well,
is a,
listen, yeah. But look what Bob's wearing.
I know. I mean,
You didn't get the memo, Josh.
men know. I apparently
You did not get the memo.
Apparently not.
Well, it's
What
300
memo?
degrees outside. I mean, it feels like Hawaii, so you need to wear a Hawaiian shirt.
That's right.
The world would be a better place if everyone wore Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly.
What
I
is
think
calming?
some of the guys here would agree with you
Let's
as well.
let's call tomorrow.
I think James and Nate would
Hawaiian
probably
shirt
agree.
holiday.
It's calming, and it makes you feel a little happier. And the best part is, to me, you got to, let's say this, all of us wearing Hawaiian shirts, we didn't know each other, in a bar or whatever.
Yeah.
And first thing you do, I'll go up and say, God, I love that shirt. Love that shirt. And I really mean it. And they go, I like yours too.
It's,
Then we have a
Commonality.
conversation. We
That's
become
right.
friends in
That's
a
what
way.
it's all about.
it's like
Then we compare
tattoos.
Hawaiian shirts.
It's like tattoos. You just wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Without having to get the ink. Yeah.
So what
I
we should
love
do
it.
is
I
like
love
when
the
you-
idea.
When you're walking down the streets and you see somebody else wearing a Hawaiian shirt, you should be like,
Yeah,
So,
that's just Hawaii.
kinda
yeah.
like the
Hawaiian
motorcycles,
shirt
you know,
gang.
waving.
Yeah, you just wave low. Just put that one.
Don't
yeah.
go that far.
Little piece.
This could get ugly.
I like it's funny. It's all
Well,
good.
Bob, thanks so much for joining
My
us.
pleasure. It's been a lot of fun.
And check him out. You've got all of those episodes of Snapped and Murder Chose Me and
Did I
Murder
hear
was the
check?
case that
I'm
they
getting
gave
a
you.
check for this?
Murder. Joe Kenda.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, go
murder.
watch them. Go stream them. Go get all of those
Where's
things.
my check? You said check. I'm waiting for the...
Check him out.
Check him out.
Him
That's a no
out.
then. That's a no. Okay.
That sounds like something that your publicist should have taken care of, Bob. I'm
Yeah,
just
that was
I
your
thought
agent.
you were my... Never mind.
saying. Your agent.
We'll be right back with some music from Chris Long. Right now we've got, what is that?
We got a
Oh,
music
Brad
video.
Hudson. This is a video of Brad Hudson up from Patriot Park over July 4th when he was opening for Clint Black. It was a great time up there, thanks to all the folks that helped make it happen and all the great folks that came out and made it a great day. We'll be right back live from Market Square.
think of that one? What do you think of that one? Is that a good one? Going on the table was a good one?
And we're back. Live from Market Square. I think we missed our cue.
We did, obviously, because I'm looking at what people are saying on Facebook.
We were right on time.
Live.
We are live.
From Market
We're
Square.
live. That was a great video we did with Mr. Brad Hudson up at the Patriot Park in Pigeon Forge for their Patriot Fest over July 4th weekend.
That was beautiful.
Clint Black and Rumors, Fleetwood Mac tribute out of Atlanta, Georgia. Great weekend. A lot
Great
of fun.
job.
Man, it was hot, so hot. I felt like they went up there and, you know, the way the stage is, the sun was just right on Brad through the whole set. And I was just like, man, you're going to just cook up there. He's like, I'm used to it. He's like,
hot lights.
yeah, he does it.
Hot stage,
He works all
baby.
the time, so he's used to burning up on the stage. And we got another guy who's all the time busy. He's playing 3 or 4 shows at least a week between here and Kingsport and South Carolina, North Carolina, all over the place. Mr. Chris Long. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. And we were taking some photos earlier today and talking about some of the plans for an upcoming EP or an album that you're working on.
Yeah, we got it'll be Dirty Gator Boogie.
Dirty Gator Boogie.
It was a 15-minute song that I wrote, and now I'll play it at every show. And it ended up, well, this is base the album around that. So
I like the idea.
Get it going.
That's awesome. And we were just talking before we came back. You've got a couple of albums worth of material that you've just been sitting on.
Yeah, there's 4. I've got 4 albums written that I just never recorded. I played the songs in shows all the time, but I just never got in the studio, didn't record them, and I'm just now getting to where I'm starting to do that. So.
Any of them gonna make the Dirty Gator Boogie cut?
Yeah, there's actually 16 songs for this album, so we're gonna cull that down and take out a bunch and maybe remove a couple of the swampy type things and get into maybe some of the ones. I had an album called Appalachian Boardwalk that I never recorded, and I might take some of those songs and push them over to this album. We'll trial and error, see what mixes and what works good together.
And
Well, I was just going to say, you have a great sound, man. I mean, I loved listening to the last song. I thought it was amazing. I was like, that guitar sounded like $1 million.
yeah, that guitar. And I wanted to talk about the guitars because you are a bit of a collector.
Yeah, I have an addiction to buying guitars, actually. It's my wife calls it GAS, guitar acquisition syndrome, and I suffer greatly from that. I've not bought one this week, so we're in yes, I have. Never mind. Yeah, I bought one this week. So.
You're done told on yourself now.
Oh, she knows. She knows. It's okay.
Yeah, she's a great advocate for your addiction. You know, I'm sure they have meetings for it, but I find that a lot of local musicians have that same symptoms.
That and I promised I'd take her to Hawaii, so now that's going to get me out of. Hopefully, hi honey, if you're watching there.
If you go, remember to get some Hawaiian shirts.
I know,
Apparently,
you guys
that's
were
been
talking about that earlier.
So what you supposed to wear?
Hawaiian shirts.
Gotta wear them. What's wild is you can actually buy Hawaiian shirts in Hawaii.
It seems counterintuitive, but
Seems it is true. They sell them all over the place. It's quite amazing. I bought my last one there. It was that was wonderful.
But
Awesome.
I wanted to show off some of the guitars. Give me a bit of the history of that Martin, because that is a lovely.
This is just a newer one. I picked this up at Campbell's Morel in Johnson City. It was sitting behind the counter, and I'm like, that's pretty. And I saw my wife go. And then I come back the next day and picked her up. This is actually one that I forgot I had for a little while because I didn't play it. And I forgot about it. And I'm like, what's in that? Oh my gosh, that's my Martin. So I'll go between different guitars, like between Martins and Paul Reed Smiths or Gibsons or Gretches. I love Gretches. So
yeah,
I like to find old ones and put them back together too. I love doing that. Being a history teacher, I like to incorporate that into my class if I can find a way to do it, or even if I get a kid to say, how old's that? Then you can tell the story behind it.
Right.
Something with some experience.
That's super cool. I had a really cool history teacher in high school too.
I was lucky enough to
that's
have
amazing.
one in like college, but yeah, a great history teacher goes a long way.
Oh, it made history fun. I can imagine you being a history teacher. That'd be quite amazing.
It's last year was interesting, but we'll just pretend that didn't happen. And there was some little pandemic. I don't know if anybody heard about it, but it messed up some school.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
But normally you try to be as entertaining as possible. As much as people say you got to entertain, because you got a new crowd every 45 minutes coming into that room. If
That's
you
true.
can't keep their attention, you've got to entertain them and teach them something at the same time.
Well, speaking of
That's super
entertaining,
cool.
let's get into a song.
Yeah, song time.
Let's play a song and we'll talk a little bit more. Let them know what you're gonna hear.
All right, this is called "Lost in the Flood." This is about just getting lost in the swamp. Carolina sun beating down on my neck, head pounding like a steam engine train wreck. 10 miles from the nearest bend, man, it's hotter than hell down here. Get a cool on just a line in a way. It's been astounding me all day. Mosquitoes that'll grow as big as your hand, soon big enough to carry off a man. Well, we half on way from man, lost in the swamp, never seen again. Pretty soon you're neck deep, and the side was mud, and then you're lost in the flood. House of the Lord, just a line in a ruin. Taken by the water, ain't nothing doing. Congregation there waiting inside. Better be careful, cause they bite. On a well-beaten path all the way from man, lost in the water, never seen again. Pretty soon you're neck deep, and the side was mud, and then you're lost in the flood. Trap on the side of that road. That's about as far as most people want to go. There's a thrill there that won't cost you a dime, but that old thrill is gonna eat you alive. Pretty sure skeletons buried out there. They're so famous nobody cares. True below makes a cotton mouse. Once you go in, you never come out. On a well-beaten path all the way from man, lost in the water, never seen again. Pretty soon you're neck deep, and the side was mud, and then you're lost in it. You're lost in it, then you're lost in the blood.
That was awesome, man.
All right,
I
Chris
loved it.
Long, live from Market Square. And while we were talking about guitars, I had you break out this one with a bit of a history lesson behind it. Yeah, yeah.
Looks like it's a little old. Might have some age on it.
This guy here is a 1944 Harmony. It's a World War II guitar. I made when all the production changes and stuff was going on. It's a 44 or 45. It was made during the war.
Wow.
And, found it at a pawn shop in Tazewell.
That's unreal.
And it's a place, Shylock Pawn. I go in there all the time. They always have great guitars and stuff. And I went in there and traded for it and brought her home. She's going to go in my classroom. It's going to be the one that
Holy
sits
cow.
behind my desk at school because it's got a story, and that's just. You know, and as a songwriter, you want to maybe find what that story is and
Yeah.
put it down on paper, and you might get something out of it. So But I worked on her for a little while, got her cleaned up, straightened up, set up so you could play it. And,
That's a beautiful piece, though.
it's really cool. It was a lot of fun putting her back together.
It's gorgeous. Can we see it?
Yeah.
Is it okay to touch it, or is
Oh,
it?
yeah.
You know, I just want to make sure this is what's great about live, so you can see this here. Look at. Oh my goodness. Look, folks.
James had to have a sniff of it earlier.
Yeah, it
It was
smells
like,
old.
yeah, it was,
Wow.
anything pre-war, you have to give it a sniff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
And finding ones like that that are still playable, that you can still take out and play. And they, sometimes they don't command a ton of money and a ton of monetary value, but just what it is makes it special.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
very, very cool.
I remember when the Hateful Eight came out, and Kurt Russell smashed that
Oh yeah.
priceless Martin guitar
Yeah.
on
He thought
film.
he thought it
he
was.
didn't know.
He didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible.
And I can't imagine, because knowing like how he is about things like that, he was
yeah.
probably devastated but
And you can't replace it.
No.
Even a new one you can't replace.
How you gonna
because
fix
they're
it?
all unique.
Yeah.
And fixing it.
particularly that old, it was just like
Yeah.
it's.
What was
it's
it
a
valued?
one of a
Like
kind.
$200,000,
It was like
something
it was
like that.
it-
It's
like
crazy.
near like a
Sick
quarter of
money.
a million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
something
what I
like
thought.
That. Yeah.
Have you touched this yet?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So there's a ton of them.
It's like. Would you like to hold the baby?
I've got more than I
Just
care
look
to
at that.
say,
Just
so.
look at that right there. I mean, that is just. I mean, it's got that classic look, and what's cool to me is like looking back at these classic models and seeing how much the style has kind of changed and
yeah.
adapted, but not that much.
Not a lot.
Not that much over 80 years.
And Harmony's a cheaper brand, but if I'm not mistaken, Jimmy Page wrote part of Zeppelin 4 on a Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah, they have a what do they call it? They have a pedigree, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How sweet. You might just step closer to the microphone.
Oh, I'm
Some of the
sorry,
people
I'm
are
sorry.
saying, "Turn Chris's mic on." Well, it's on.
I think we've got it sorted out now. Also, Jerry Lynn said she knows about all your guitars. So.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she was
She
letting
keeps,
you off the hook.
sweetie.
Baby, don't kill me.
So I guess we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with some more music from Chris Long here in a bit. But before we go, go follow him on all the social media. Going to be releasing some new music soon, so you'll actually be able to find some music of his instead of, or just go catch him live. He plays live all the time. All those events over on his Facebook page. Lots around Kingsport, Johnson City. What are some other shows you got
I'm
coming
in
up?
Jonesboro this weekend. We're in Townsend Townsend Friday, Jonesboro Saturday, and then Jonesboro next Friday, Kingsport next Friday. I think we're in Louisville on Sunday.
Yeah.
And the next week's another, I don't remember, week.
Get out there and catch him. He's frequently up at the Townsend Abbey. You can catch him at the Jonesboro Barrel House. Lots of those regular haunts. And he's out there giving lots of great live swamp rock music.
Swamp rock. I like
Swamp
swamp rock. Swamp rock music.
So we'll be right back with some more music from Chris Long right after this. I think we've got the new music video from Sleepover Next Friday. It's Love Sick, live from Market Square.
I love the sound of you calling my name. I'm hung up over you like a frame. You shot me with your arrow of love, and baby, you have really good aim. Love sick, girl, you got me so sick. 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 I love the sound of you calling my name. I'm hung up over you like a frame. You shot me with your arrow of love, and baby, you have really good aim. Love sick, girl, you got me so sick. Love sick, girl, you got me so sick. got me so sick.
Hey, welcome back to Promotion live stream on Wednesday nights down here on Market Square. I want to say thank you all so much for tuning in today. Today we have two great guests, Chris Long and also Bob Anderson. Next week we have Josiah and the Greater Good, and we also have Tyler Neal and Andrew Doyle from Apex Apparel. Going to be another great show, so make sure you tune in. Also, what else? What else can we say?
Tune in Friday for our live
Also,
stream at
tune in
noon.
Friday, yeah. And look, check out this sweet black eye I got. It looks real good. But anyways, yeah.
You
tune
should
in.
always duck, James. You should always duck. I just say duck.
Block it. Just block
You
it.
didn't duck.
But yeah, tune in on Friday. We have another show. Josh and I will be on the show. A lot of great entertainment that we have booked this weekend. I don't know how many shows, a bunch of them. And make sure you stay tuned to Promotions channel. We have a lot of great content coming out constantly. Chris, why don't you take us away to Happy Land? All right, fantastic.
Happy Land.
Happy Land. How'd you know the name of my next song? Anyway, I'm joking. I mentioned it, so I guess I'll play it. It's a Dirty Gator. Hey, little girl, looking so fine. Back against the ball, drink a rolling line. Tap on your foot when the band counts three. Put down that bottle, won't you dance with me? We're gonna stomp, gonna chomp, come on, baby, be. And do that dirty gator boogie. Dirty gator boogie used to be all rage. Young and old, didn't matter what age. High school proms, old dirty ballrooms. Folks wedding dances with the bride and groom. And now it's just Swan River memory. Let's do that dirty gator boogie. Dirty gator. Dirty gator. Dirty gator. It's a dirty, 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 dirty gator. Well, the dirty gator boogie is a blast from the past. Stomping your feet, hands shaking that ass. Grabbing on and holding on tight. Swiveling and rolling, holding on to life. Everybody needs them two left feet to do that dirty gator boogie. I said everybody needs them two left feet to do that dirty gator boogie. Dirty gator, dirty gator, dirty gator. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty. Dirty gator, dirty gator.
That is some fun stuff right there.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Dirty Gator Boogie, and that's from that upcoming album from Chris Long. Don't miss it. Follow him on social media so you get that song in your ears.
Get it in your brain.
Get it in your brain.
Get it etched.
Most requested song.
I love it. What a catchy tune, man. That was
All
great.
right. Let them have it, Jim.
Hey, man, folks, just remember to be blessed and be a blessing to others, man, because your words do have power, and you can put a smile on anybody's face if you just take a moment and say hi. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Be sure to share this out there because we want other people to know about the show because we want other people to get on the show. So if you're a musician, an artist, an entertainer of any type or sort, get in touch with us, send us a little message right here, and let's see if we can get you on the show.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's what
we
it's
like
all
to
about.
hustle. Do the hustle.
Look, I love it. Can we? I don't know if we can do that whistle because we might get yanked or
I know.
kicked off. We'll be down for an hour because we
Got to make sure it's fair use, man. Yeah. All right. We'll see you next week live from